The first thing you're going to want to do before even getting started on the review is go ahead and download a calculator app. There are plenty of them on the App Store, also on Google Play. You're just going to want to go ahead and Google or search TI-84 on the App Store, on Google Play. The one I like is this one, Calculate 84, unless you have a calculator at home, but I would use this. All right, let's get started. The first skill that's going to be on the test is graphing linear inequalities. So our first question says, graph the inequality, then determine if each ordered pair is included in the solution set by writing yes or no. Okay, so we need a couple things for this. We need to remember how to graph linear inequalities. The steps for that are to first go ahead and solve for y. Okay, solve it into y equals. Our second step is going to be to plot points using either our calculator or using Desmos. Either one, calculator or Desmos. Step 3 is going to be to decide if we need a dashed line or a solid line. Okay, dashed line or a solid line. And then our final step on linear inequalities is going to be to either shade up or down. All right, so let's get started. Our first one is already solved for y. We can see that since we have y on one side and everything else on the other side. It says y, and then it gives us a symbol. In this case, it says y is greater than something. I'm going to do this first one using Desmos because I like it better. But y is greater than or equal to negative 1/3 x plus 1. So I'll open up Desmos, and I'll type in y equals negative 1/3 x plus 1. And then using Desmos, I'll go ahead and find a couple points. I see a point there at 0, 1 and at 3, 0. So I'll go back to my graph, and I will plot those points. 0, 1, 3, 0. And I am done at this point with step 1 and 2. Solve for y, it was already solved for y. Plotted points using Desmos, done. Now I need to use my inequality symbol down here and figure out if I need a dashed line or a solid line, and if I need to shade up or down. Now, I don't have my notes in front of me, and I also don't have the anchor chart in front of me, so I'm going to show you what that anchor chart looks like. And this is a chart you could draw and bring to the test on your test review if you want to. But we have our greater than symbol, our greater than or equal to symbol, our less than symbol, and our less than or equal to symbol. These two symbols at the top will have dashed lines. Okay, these will both be dashed lines. These ones at the bottom will both be solid lines. Okay, we know it's a solid line because it has that or equal to at the bottom. These two on the left are greater than symbols, which means we're going to shade above. We're going to shade up. Because they are both greater than symbols. And these two on the left, we are going to shade below or down because they are less than. Okay, so using my chart, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the symbol. I see that as a greater than or equal to symbol. And now I'm going to use my chart and figure out if it's a dashed line or a solid line. Well, greater than or equal to looks like it's going to be a shade above, solid line. Okay, solid line shaded above. So now I'll go ahead and do that. I'll connect those dots that I drew with a solid line. And then I will shade above. Okay, and there's one part left to our problem. It's determine if each ordered pair is in the solution set. Okay, this word solution set. I'm going to give you a definition for solution set. Solution set. This is all points in the shaded region of a graph or on a solid line. Okay, all points in the shaded region or on a solid line. Go back down here with my definition. Okay, all points in the shaded region or on a solid line is the definition of solution set. All right, this first point. -1, -1. I'll go over to -1, -1, and I will plot the point. That is not -1, -1. -1, -1. I'll plot the point. That point is not in the shaded region, and it is also not on a solid line. So this one is not included in the solution set. It's not a solution. I'll do my point 4, 2. Go 4, 2, plot my point. That one is in the shaded region, okay? It's contained within the shaded region, so it is a solution. And my final point down here, -3, 2. I'll go to -3, 2. Now that one is on the line. It is not in the shaded region, but it is on a solid line. So it's a solution. Okay, and that's how you do that first problem. So if you want the double extra credit, you're going to go ahead and do the second problem right here. That exact same way.